Watching Escape Velocity, and tonight we're doing a drop watch covering Justin Roiland's third drop on Nifty Gateway. So this is interesting for a few reasons. So Justin Roiland is the co-creator and the voice of both Rick and Morty on the popular show Rick and Morty. So right off the bat, I just want to say, like, from a creative perspective, Justin Roiland is good in my book. Like, whatever happens in the NFT space with him, I'm a huge fan of Rick and Morty, and I think he's incredibly talented for being a contributing writer to that show with Dan Harmon, and then also for knocking out the voices in the way that he does. So I just wanted to put out that kind of blanket disclaimer. I'm a Justin Roiland fan, but let's check out the details on the 3 drops that he's put out. This is the third one. It's interesting. So the first drop that Justin Roiland did, I'm going to pull it up right now. It's actually the first drop that I tried to buy when I first was getting into buying NFTs. I made a Nifty Gateway account. I uploaded my payment information. I was 100% ready to buy it. I thought that there were only packs. Like, I didn't know what open editions actually were. And so I thought that I wasn't able to buy it. It turns out I could have bought an open edition, and they appreciated really well. In fact, that first Justin Roiland drop was the first $1 million drop in Nifty Gateway's history. So it was a very strong performing drop, and the piece is appreciated in a big way. So this is the first drop, the best I could do. It's actually a lot of pieces. I tried to buy all 3 of these. Like cocky, I had this in my cart, I had this in my cart. I was like, oh, I'll just buy all 3. They all sold out within 2 seconds. So I probably couldn't have bought any of them, but it is what it is. And then this one does have the first ever Rick and Morty NFT in it as well. So, it's an interesting first drop, a strong performer, and it also had some good drop structure. This particular piece, it was, purchasing 3 of the presentations allows redemption of the message. You weren't seeing that all the time. So a little bit of, I don't want to call it innovation necessarily, because I can't confirm that that's the first time that was done. But like, you kind of saw the desire to have an interesting drop structure. Then the second Justin Roiland drop, which one is that? Decipher. Okay. So I didn't buy Decipher open editions. I actually won a drawing on Decipher Identity. So more or less all of these did not perform well, and except for Pocket Buddies, because at the end of the day it's like $11. But Dance or Die and Identity, the mint counts are crazy, like 1,100 mints on a drawing. I think we basically figured out that pretty much doesn't work unless you're going to make it like $1, right? So a $444 price tag with 1,109 total mints, it's just not going to work probably. I mean, look, if the artist wants to make a lot of money, I totally get it. More power to them. But I mean, if you're looking to buy these things and just not have the value get cut in half immediately, like, I don't look at NFTs as like an investment. If I was going to look at them as an investment, I would just buy like Bitcoin. I would just buy something that's a guaranteed alpha over a 4-year period. It's not a gamble. It's not a risk. I view NFTs as like buying artwork from artists that I like, and watching the price action is a cool and interesting thing that comes with it. But I don't buy an NFT because I think it's going to be worth a bunch of money, the next day. I might buy a piece by an artist because I like it, and I think long term that artist is going to be a good NFT or just a good artist, period. So hey, cool, maybe this thing will appreciate long term, and that's great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I still like the work. But a lot of people go into this like, they really act like this is like an investment. They act like, hey, this is how I'm going to make money. I'm going to buy this NFT and then I'm going to sell it, even though artists don't really like it when their work is, trading hands a lot on the secondary market, even if the work's appreciating. They definitely don't like it if it's trading hands on the secondary market and it's depreciating, right? So Roiland more or less set himself up for failure with this. Like, I won this one, Identity. And when I first won it, I was like, oh man, that's crazy. But I didn't notice when I bought it that it had both a 1,000 plus dollar price tag, and then also had 442 total mints. So that is insane. I'm not even sure if all 442 were minted. Yeah, they definitely were, because there were 2,500 entries. So he basically made almost $500,000 just off this piece. or about a $500,000, just under it, off this piece. And then this one and this one. There's a lot of volume here. 69,000 on this one. So Roiland has figured out $100,000 on this one. He's figured out how to make money in the NFT space, which is awesome. Again, all the power to you, Roiland. But there's issues with the long-term sustainability of your work if it's depreciating at a terrible clip. So let's look at this one. I'm just showing you this one. I know I own it, so it's like something personal to me, but it just is pretty interesting to me that this thing cratered the way it did. And again, I don't care. I wasn't looking to sell it, but it just is interesting. So you buy it for 1,111. The last sale was 490, and that's just because the drop tonight that we're about to look at by Roiland actually incentivizes you to buy this. There's a little incentive to buy this particular piece and the pieces from the previous drop. So he's essentially trying to make up for the last drop with this drop by saying you can get the pieces in this drop if you buy the pieces in the last drop. So I think he knows that he kind of messed up, or not that he messed up, that the structure of the drop didn't benefit the collector, which is 100% the case, right? Collectors don't want to buy something for $1,000 and then literally within like 3 weeks, it's worth like 300, $400. So it just is what it is. What I'll say is the Nifty Gateway community on Discord wasn't super jazzed up about his drop tonight. Like he really was kind of getting a lot of hate, which is interesting. The other thing is that this is coming really soon after the last drop, like super soon. So I thought that was interesting too. The price is super like accessible, $420. So he's definitely not going crazy with that. Let's see if some of these NFTs, they have a higher percentage for resale. Let me take a quick peek at that one. Or here, let's look at this, Dance or Die. As you can tell, his stuff is selling now because of the contest. And we're going to look at that, or excuse me, the incentive. We're going to look at that in a second. Yeah, I'm not seeing. I saw on Discord that someone was saying that he charges a higher royalty fee, like a 20% resale fee instead of a 15% one. I don't know if that's the case, but let's take a look. So these are diversified funds. Okay, you see this $1. Just ignore that. Diversified funds will be rewarded to anybody who is holding all 3 open editions from this collection on 5/30/21. So he's incentivizing you to buy those 3 $420 open editions, and then you get this piece. And then if we look at this one, where are his parents? Rewarded to users who okay, so this is the incentive from that previous drop that I'm talking about that's inspiring people to buy those pieces from the previous drop, like the one I have, that are completely cratering. Rewarded to users who burn NFTs from Decipher before May 30th. Dance or Die, which is the cheapest one, you have to burn 4. Identity, which is the one I have, burn 3. Next Reality, please, burn 2. A total of 4, 3, or 2 pieces are required to be burned depending on which NFT you are burning, like I just said. However many successful burns happen by 5/30/21 will denote the final edition size. So it's a direct incentive to get people to buy the pieces that cratered from the last drop. It's just a complete, go buy those pieces, try to make it up to the collectors a little bit. I don't know. So it's interesting to think about. No utility, no hard cap right here, will be awarded to the buyer and seller of the open edition from this collection that sells for the most on the secondary market by May 30th, 21. So this is a direct this is directly inspired / copied from Pack, who did this last week. It was one of the many caveats or the many features of his drop, which was, whoever bought the most expensive Pack piece on the secondary market got that NFT. So Roiland pulled a page out of that book and is, essentially trying to guarantee that this open edition, today's open edition, performs well. Now that I'm reading this out loud, it kind of makes me want to buy all 3 of the open edition, because then I'll get multiple NFTs, or I'll get one NFT from it guaranteed. And he's kind of trying to set it up to make it so that these things sell by May 30th. So he's kind of saying, hey, if you buy this open edition, I'm helping you out. I have incentives in place for it to go up. investment portfolio will be rewarded to the 42 people with the most open editions from this collection on 530. This is another direct inspiration from the pack drop. This is what he did with Cube. The top 100 people that owned Cube or owned the most copies of Cube received a free NFT. So this is the same deal there with 42. A lot of 420 references here. It's April 19th. I guess he couldn't get in on 420. $5,000. This incentive will be announced on May 30th. So we don't know what the incentive is for this piece. It'll be announced on May 30th. This is also the first time that Roiland has done a drop with moving pictures. So this is a collab with Mike Chillian. The creator of Cartoon Network's Tig and Seek, longtime collaborator with Justin, designing for Rick and Morty. All right, well, yeah, shout out to Mike. I hope that you guys do well with this drop. I think at this point, I have to assume that the open editions are going to perform well unless there's like an outright boycott by Nifty Gateway. I'm seeing like general talk about the burning process here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have to imagine that this is going to perform well. From a creative perspective, I 100% like the work, right? I totally like the work. That's what I talk about when it comes to Roiland. I'm a fan of his period. Let's see, look at this. So it's making people buy the previous drop in a big way. Like the 4 out of the last 6 that NFTs that sold on the site are from the previous Roiland drop. Mint's 1,111. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's a lot. Oh, thanks, Steven. Steven said, nice analysis of Justin Roiland drops. Appreciate it, amigo. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one to think about. It's not a bad deal when you think about it. If you buy all 3 open editions, then you're only going to spend $1,260, which, yesterday I bought one NFT by Micah Johnson for $1,000. So I'm getting 3 NFTs here from Roiland for just over $200, and they're going to get another one, a 4th one, as a reward for doing that, which is going to be this one, Diversified Funds. As long as I hold them on May 30th, which I'm going to do, I would not sell them. So that's a 4th one. And then there's incentives in place to have them sell for a lot. So I'm going to stay away from this one just because I'm not in the market for Roiland NFTs right now, even though they're a really good price. But I'm going to keep an eye on this. I wish I could stick around to actually cover the drop with you, but I'm going to have to jet here in just a minute. Let's just take a quick look at the general NFT market. So Bitcoin Angel selling for 1,500. That's, in my opinion, an abomination, but it is what it is. Faces going back down to drop price. Not, you don't have to worry about that if you're a Faces owner because Slime Sunday and Blau will take care of you. Genesis at 1,800. That's exactly what I like to see. Genesis has been such a strong performing piece. I just released a Micah Johnson artist profile video today. Let me take a quick peek at what mint this was. Wow. Oh, wait. Sales only. Mint number 1071 out of 1402 just sold for 1,800. I love it. Like, people understand the value of Genesis. I don't think Genesis has ever dipped below its drop price. So, yeah. Well, that's it for Justin Roiland's NFTs today. I have to think that these are going to perform pretty well because of all the incentives. Thanks for watching. This is Escape Velocity. I'm Crypto Pio. Catch you next time.